Hey everyone, it's Jack and Ross back again with more wrestling news. Ross, how are the nerves now ahead of the England game?
Jangling. I'm wearing no trousers just in case.
Yeah, that's totally understandable. I'm really actually very nervous, like genuinely. Yeah. Have you seen the leaked lineup, which might or might not be true?
No, I haven't. I don't want to know what it is.
Fair enough, then I'll just read out the wrestling headlines instead.
Yeah, do that.
First of all, Vince McMahon is said to be scouting Performance Center talent. Elsewhere, we have learned of a recently released WWE Superstar's new ring name. And finally, AEW names have been confirmed for AAA's TripleMania. So yes, first of all, according to Fightful, Vince McMahon is scouting at the Performance Center, apparently in efforts to replenish the main roster. He's apparently scheduled to be there on Thursday. And he's not the only one. Apparently, in recent weeks, several other WWE executives have visited the centre, including Bruce Pritchard and John Laurinaitis. And they've been watching matches performed at Performance Center live events, which are not open to the public. What does that mean? Is that just in front of them?
That's just in front of the wrestlers, isn't it? I think Adam saw one, didn't he, when he went over to the Performance Center a couple of years ago? This seems weird to me. Why would you not just watch an episode of NXT?
Exactly. It seems like he's skipping the middle bit of the process there, definitely. I'm not certain why. Could this be linked to... Haven't they recently hired or focused on hiring quite a lot of big people, basically, like natural athletes and very impressive looking people who don't necessarily have wrestling experience? I don't know why.
So.
He hates NXT. That's what I can gather.
But like, if you're going to promote people to use on Raw and SmackDown and stuff like that, surely they need to be doing it on NXT too. You can't just go wrestling in a wrestling ring in front of your peers and be expected to go to Monday Night Raw. Surely that'd be harsh.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand at all. Do you think if Triple H wasn't, if he wasn't in WWE anymore, do you think that NXT would still exist? Or do you think Vince would have just axed it by now?
Oh, they still have some sort of developmental, but I'm not sure there'd be so much emphasis put on it. Because way back in the day, NXT was like 2010, 2011 sort of time, wasn't it, when it started? And there was a big gap between WCW dying and that there start. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, Jack. I don't know.
No, I get what you mean. You mean. But it's a strange situation, and it could lead to us seeing some unexpected faces on the main roster very soon. But who knows? We'll have to wait and see what Vince thinks of the Performance Center recruits. Moving on now to the Thunderdome, because WrestleVotes on Twitter has said that it looks like WWE's final show inside the Thunderdome, or final live show, sorry, that's very important, inside the Thunderdome will be the Friday, July 9th edition of SmackDown. The July 12th episode of Raw will also be in the Thunderdome, but that will have been taped the week prior. So in terms of actual, in real life, the final show to occur at the Thunderdome, that'll be on July 9th. But the Raw on July 12th will also be in the Thunderdome. It'll just be filmed at an earlier date. It's getting closer, Ross, to the return of live crowds. What do you think's in store?
I don't know, just something better. I'm hoping. I say something better. The past 2 weeks of Raw have been a marked improvement for me in terms of what we've seen over the past few months. But I think it's quite fitting that the Thunderdome era is ending with a tape show, because it might just be me, but I always feel like taped WWE shows just feel like disconnected and they're a bit weird, and there's a bit of a weird ambiance in the air. And that's been pretty much the story of the Thunderdome era, hasn't it? A weird ambiance. Yeah,
I definitely agree with that as well. I wonder how we're going to look back on it, because you're right, Raw especially lost a lot of steam for quite a while in the Thunderdome, and it just felt like they weren't putting as much effort into developing storylines and feuds. I mean, the same people feud with the same people time and time again. So hopefully you're right, and hopefully things do freshen up a little bit, maybe with the inclusion of some lovely Performance Center recruits, who knows. Speaking of people who, speaking of success stories from the developmental system, and he was until he got released, we've learned the new ring name of Buddy Murphy, Ross.
Buddy Matthews.
Buddy Matthews.
When I saw Buddy Matthews for the first time, I just thought of Bernard Matthews, Turkey Dinosaurs, and stuff like that.
I think that would be certainly a very good name, but what am I trying to say? I try to just brush that away.
Buddy Murphy has a new name. It's an alright sounding name. There's not much we can say about his name, is there? We're not going to say, oh, what a terrible name.
No, well, apparently this was revealed by Aleister Black or Tommy End on Twitch. And if that's true, then, first of all, it could imply that they're still in close contact, which is nice to see.
I think they were playing games together, like on a Twitch stream together, so yeah. Bit of FIFA for the lads.
They had tremendous in-ring chemistry together, so it's nice to see that they're still in contact. They could turn up somewhere together, who knows? But also, I think that Buddy Matthews is a sensible one. I think he's sensible in keeping Buddy. I think that's quite a quite an important part. I don't know why WWE dropped that part and just called him Murphy, because that was a bit of a weird call.
Sounds
in
a
my
bit
opinion.
sinister, doesn't it? Murphy's Law, I guess. I'm trying to put myself inside the mind of Vince McMahon et al., which is impossible.
Sometimes he just decides that he hates first names or last names. He hates more than one name in a name. Anyway, we'll see what he does. I'm sure that Buddy Murphy will be fine wherever he goes, because he's really talented and really good at wrestling.
And really muscular. I would like to have been Vince McMahon, because there was this picture going around on social media this week where Buddy Murphy, I know he was actually under 205 pounds when he was part of that cruiserweight angle. Apparently that's true, Mustafa Ali was saying on Twitter this week, which I find staggering. But just imagine Vince McMahon coming across that picture and thinking, wow, who's that stud? It's just the guy for release, Vince. Look at the size of him.
Just sign him back. Yeah. No, he has bulked up quite a lot. He's looking fantastic. And hopefully he does really well. I was quite a fan of Buddy Murphy.
Yeah.
Alex McCarthy on Twitter Chris Jericho announced it, but I personally saw it from Alex McCarthy on Twitter. Chris Jericho has announced that he'll be returning to commentary duty in AEW for all of this week's Dynamite. Obviously there was a Dynamite last weekend, but there's another one on Wednesday this week. We're having double Dynamite, and Jericho's going to be on commentary for it all. This could possibly be to draw people back in to the return to Wednesday nights, perhaps, if some of the audience have fallen away. And also, crucially, because this is the show that has the much-hyped MJF versus Sammy Guevara match, which could be very interesting, Ross.
And of course, if he's on commentary, that means he simply cannot get involved in the action. So we'll get straight down the line. No thrills, no spills, no shenanigans. Straight up professional wrestling match where fair play is at the forefront.
Yes, 100%. I can't work out who's going to win this. Usually, logic would dictate that MJF would win, but the Pinnacle haven't really looked that strong since they haven't came together.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this feud to end since Blood and Guts. Me, I don't know about you.
Yeah, same. Exactly. I feel like it. I think Jericho did an interview with The Observer just before Blood and Guts, and he said this is not the final chapter. And I thought, brilliant. Why have you told us that? Why have you told us that, Chris? Sammy Guevara could well win. He seems to be in line for a bit of a babyface push, and that's not a bad idea, to be fair. He's really over at the minute, but I don't know if you want to be beating MJF to get him there, and he might not. We'll have to wait and see.
I don't think just with the end of Double or Nothing in mind, Sammy Guevara got the big win there, didn't he? So maybe he's not going to get the big win now.
There's
true. Some rationale for you.
Very true. Also in AEW news as well, a couple of their stars have been confirmed for TripleMania, which for a while I used to really look forward to because something mad just always happened every year at TripleMania. But I think in the last couple of years, since the whole Vampiro situation where they wouldn't play his music, which is brilliant, they've actually been pretty good shows since then. So, that's probably a good thing. But two AEW stars have been confirmed for the show. It's the Lucha Bros, Phoenix. I know, who would have thought? God. Phoenix and Penta, who, of course, are still the AAA World Tag Team Champions, winning the belts from the Young Bucks back in June 2019. They'll be defending their belts in a triple threat tag team match against the team of Laredo Kid and Hijo del Vikingo, the son of the Viking, and the team of Black Taurus and a partner that is yet to be announced. I wonder if there's going to be more, but I think quite a lot of the cards already been announced. Have you ever watched TripleMania?
I watched the one where Vampiro farted and then didn't have his music played. It was absolutely fine. All credit to Matt Striker still for somehow covering for all kinds of awkward dead air in the most fantastic and fancy way possible.
For those who haven't seen it, Vampiro starts shouting at the production team, but he's on commentary, so you can just hear him shouting at the production team to play his music, because he's meant to stand up from commentary and save the day, and he's going to play my music. And Matt Striker justifies it by, he says something like, Vampiro wanting his music played because he knows that it'll get the people on side.
Fans know when they hear the music, that means he's on his way or something like that.
But they can see him.
Stuff. Yeah,
he's there. He's on commentary.
Made sense, but there you go. Matt Striker's fantastic, isn't he?
Yeah, he's good. Right, that seems to be all the news for now. No word yet on Randy Orton and why he was absent from Monday Night Raw. We were hoping for an update potentially by the time this news video went out, but I believe PW Insider have said that they don't actually know yet. No, there's been no word on it, so.
And if they don't know, how the hell are we supposed to? So,
well,
they're the actual journalists. We're just hacks.
100%. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and we'll see you very soon.